Hello everyone and welcome to a new series on the channel, Reclamation. So this is a 1.20.1 mod pack based on another pack that we've already played on the channel, Regrowth, and I thought it looked fun and I thought maybe we could check it out. I'm not sure how long this series will be. It could be very long, it could be very short, who knows, but let's give this a go. So the gist of the first set of quests basically says that the world has pretty much dried out, become a wasteland such as in Regrowth, and also there's no ores. Whoever lived on this planet before has completely mined the whole world out. However, there are still fish and monsters, though no zombie villagers or witches, so we have to rely on our available options to survive. As always, let's start by gathering some wood, and sadly, because of the wasteland nature of this world, we can only find dead logs. These dead logs turn into scrap wood, which we can turn into flimsy planks, which is a quest. With these flimsy planks, we can craft ourselves a crafting table, and I'm going to use the rest to make ourselves a pickaxe and find some stone. With our newly crafted pickaxe, we can find some runes scattered around the landscape which have oxidized cut copper in them. Now we have copper blocks, we can make a cutting board from Farmer's Delight, and if we place some of the cut copper on top of it and right click it with a pickaxe, we will get actual copper ingots. So apparently not out of this one. That one just gives me 9 anyway. How lucky. And if this is anything like Regrowth, once that sun sets, we will be in great danger. So I'm going to tunnel underground and then we can see what we can get up to next. Our first goal to reclaim the earth and bring it back to how it was is to make dirt, and to do that we need to get into a little bit of alchemy. So we have 3 quests we can get started with, so let's start with this one on the left, and that is to make alchemical salt, which is one of the 3 building blocks of alchemy and provides the body of an item. And to get the salt that we need a pyromantic brazier and a calcination oven. Additionally, we want to make strata salt specifically first. I think there's other types of salt. Let me have a look. What mod is this? 3G? Yeah, so there's 3 types of salts: minerals, crops, and strata. Strata salt is made nice and easily with things like gravel, clay, and cobblestone. So we should be able to make this nice and easily. Firstly, we can make the pyromantic brazier and then the calcination oven. Oh, that sounded dramatic. Let's just ignore that. To use this pyromantic brazier and the calcination oven, we have to place them like this. We then put cobblestone in the top and then fuel in the bottom. And this should cook and give us our strata salt. Yes, there we go. We've got one already. Ta-da! Our next task is to get mercury. And to get mercury, we need to cook other things. Fish works really well, and there's also cobblestone and dried earth can make it. As we progress, we will be able to make this way more efficiently than we can right now. For example, 10 cobblestone gets you 1, but 1 coal gets you 1. Or a diamond would get you, or diamond ore would get you, that a diamond ore? Yes, would get you 50. So for now, we can only get a little bit. I'm just waiting for daytime because we've run out of copper. And yeah, I wanted to make another pyromantic brazier so I didn't have to keep swapping them over. And here is our first mob. Luckily I heard him before I saw him. Another horrible thing is that all spiders have turned into cave spiders for some horrific reason. So let's hope we don't run into too many of them, or I fear for my life. Before it becomes night again, I need to make some buckets, and that is because we need water. Let's make 3 buckets, that'll probably do. And just before the sun sets again, let's collect some water. Ah, it is infinite in this pack. Interesting. And now we are back, we can finally make our mercury distiller, place it on top of here, and put in some cobblestone and a piece of charcoal to cook us some mercury. And our first 3 shards of mercury. We get 4 more from the quest. And this is why we need the water. The contaminated water in this world contains trace amounts of sal ammoniac, which is a very important ingredient in the practice of 3G. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. So next up, we need to make a sal ammoniac tank and a sal ammoniac accumulator. Now I've placed water in the top, we are accumulating sal ammoniac in the bottom. And I think once we have enough for a bucket, we can convert it into crystals, these are ones from a quest, and make sal ammoniac crystals. Perfect. Final component of our alchemy is the alchemical sulfur, and it's not sulfur like the chemical, it is different types of items. So if we look up alchemical sulfur, this is technically the soul of an item. So for instance, we can make dirt out of it, iron, amethyst, Certus quartz, osmium, etc, etc. Obviously to start with, we need some dirt, which we can get by using dried earth, which used to be dirt and still remembers. To do this, we need another pyromantic brazier and a liquefaction cauldron, which will go on top. To get ourselves some dirt sulfur, I need to put dried earth into the liquefaction cauldron, some sal ammoniac as well, and then a bit of fuel. And this should cook up, I don't know how much dirt sulfur we'll get from this. More than, a fair bit. So it's 10 millibuckets of sal ammoniac per dirt sulfur. And there we go. Alchemic sulfur, dirt. Now we have the 3 building blocks of alchemy, we need to make an incubator. This should combine the mercury, the salt and the sulfur and bring us back to dirt. To make this, so we need to make the actual incubator block, which will give us the dirt, and 3 inputs, the incubator salt vessel, the sulfur vessel and the mercury vessel, and this incubator will also need to be on top of another pyromantic brazier. And with that all set up, we now have dirt, which means we've completed the first chapter, pretty much, in the quest book. Well done us. Our next task is to change the dirt into grass, which is what this next chapter is about. Now we have dirt, we can grow seeds, and luckily for us, some of the grass that we can find lying about still has seeds in it. So I'll go and punch some grass while we still have a bit of daylight left and see how much we can get. Now we have seeds with a few sticks, we can make actually quite a few crop sticks. Before we start breeding seeds, let's make a composter, which will help us make some bone meal. It also means that we won't have loads of annoying different leveled seeds in our inventory all the time. We need carrots and potatoes, which means we need to start off with a little bit of crop breeding. So to begin, we need to plant snowbell seeds and wolfsbane, and these will be combined with wheat seeds. You have to click on the crop stick themselves, not just around the crop stick, or it doesn't work. And if we wait a while, these will grow and we'll be able to crossbreed them. Luckily for me, while making the composter, the quest reward is some bone meal, which could be better, if I'm being honest. Oh good, we've just used it all up. Well, at least we can crossbreed one thing. Compared to 1.12 Agricraft, this one's a little bit different, and it has 5. So we'd have to 10 the seeds, and these are fertility, gain, growth, mutativity, and strength, with fertility and mutativity being the 2 new ones. This shows how likely a plant is to be chosen as the parent for the crossbreed, and also raises the chance for a crossbreed. So both probably fairly useful things. I'm also going to plant my mandrake seed, and that's because mandrakes are creatures when they are grown, and creatures that have a rudimentary circulatory system, which means they have blood. And we are going to extract the blood from them to help us make iron, which sounds pretty horrific, but that's alright. So that's another plant that we need to wait for to grow. It's already at 80%, so hopefully it won't take too long to grow. Lo and behold, we have gotten very lucky, and we actually have our potato seed grown already. It still needs to grow into a potato, so we're not quite there yet, but I mean, that's pretty good. I've also planted some belladonna because we'll need it for the next step. So right now, we're just waiting for everything to grow. Another quest that we can probably do while we wait is by making a flint knife, and I think it's probably still nighttime, so we can't do this right now. Nope. But if we cut grass outside with this knife, we sometimes will get straw, which is apparently useful for making leads, ropes, and other building blocks. However, we have another use for straw, and that is to make ourselves some organic compost, which is made like so. If we make this organic compost, which we can either make with rotten flesh or tree bark, we can't make it with tree bark yet because I don't think we have the sort of trees that let us have bark. We are able to make this organic compost, which if placed down will become rich soil, which grows our plants much faster. So that sounds like a very good benefit. So AgroCraft has had a bit of an overhaul that I didn't know about since 1.12, and now we have recessive and dominant genes. So for example, we have a belladonna, which is just belladonna. Both of its genes for species are belladonna, the same for the wheat and the same for the water artichoke, for example. However, if we go towards our mutated potato, it is actually a potato wolfsbane, so it has a recessive allele for wolfsbane. That means if we had 2 potato wolfsbane seeds, we could probably crossbreed them and get wolfsbane back out of it at a 25% chance, a 50% chance if I did the Punnett square. So that's very interesting. It's actually a bit more like forestry bees now. Hopefully it doesn't make the things too difficult, but we'll see. It is now daytime. Oh wow, we can now cut the grass and get straw. We seem to have gotten quite lucky on the straw front already. I don't think we have enough rotten flesh to actually be able to make any of the compost yet, but this is a nice thing to have. I'll get some straw, and also I think I'll do a little bit of fishing just to make sure that we have enough food, because we've only got 2 loaves of bread left, and that's not very much. Ah yes, my favourite fish, rotten flesh. Fun fact, when you slice fish, you can get bone meal out of it. Oh my god. So yeah, I forgot that mandrakes turn into evil little monsters if you, where's my axe? If you harvest them during the day, be gone. Right, it's dead. We got a singular mandrake from it. Now I don't feel so bad about harvesting its blood. My goodness. Well, we probably need more mandrake than we do belladonna, so... Oh, that was a lot of particles. So let's plant some... I forgot you have to click on the crop sticks. There we go, plant some more mandrake. And now we have a mandrake and a few more seeds. Let's make ourselves a fluid vessel. And I'm going to need another salammoniac tank. No. What I want is another accumulator made like so. So if I put this here, for example, we need a fluid vessel. This one's from embers. I assume that's just alternative to a tank. And if I put the mandrake in here, we should, I think, cook up some of the blood stuff that we wanted. You also do need to put salammoniac in there as well for it to work. And there, now we have particles. And from that, we get 250. So we need 4 mandrake, I would assume. Okay, it's nighttime. We should be able to grow some mandrake. Oh, that's already grown. They don't look grown when they're grown. What? I thought you shouldn't be here. Okay, well, I harvested some more with an axe and they didn't hurt me. Bizarre. How very strange. Luck. No, did I not cook anything? Apparently not. Well, let's cook a bit of food up so that that doesn't kill us. How absolutely bizarre and strange, but because of that, we do now have enough hemoglobic fluid. Woohoo! I should probably block that off. We are getting pretty close to be able to make iron, and for making iron, we do need a different type of salt, and this is mineral salt. And to make mineral salt, we can use pretty much all sorts of minerals or 20 strata salt. I'm going to go for the ammoniac crystals because they're free. Yes, you have to put buckets of water into here, but that's free. So I'm going to put them in here with a bit of fuel. I probably shouldn't have put all my wood in there, but whatever. We'll get more when it's daytime, and we'll let that cook up. Yeah. And there we go. We already have 8 of the mineralis. So I'll take the rest of the planks out so that we don't lose all of them. And that's perfect. Now we should be able to move on. To make iron, we need to make the iron sulfur, and apparently it's pretty similar to how you would make the dirt sulfur, but instead of salammoniac, we need to put the hemoglobic fluid in there with some copper and then fuel it. And this should get us the iron thingy-mabob. And there we go, some alchemical sulfur iron. I'm just making a little bit more mercury up. Okay, apparently that's all the mercury I can make. I made out of sliced fish. It didn't seem to give me that much, but whatever. If I put the mercury in here and then put the iron in the back and I think fuel it, we should be able to get our first iron ingots, which are incredibly important because to get iron means that we can then make a watering can, which means it will make this crop growing thing much easier. Woohoo! Our first iron ingots. We need 4 for this. Yes, so we're almost there. Also, oh, I've got bone meal. That's handy. Oh, but now we're out of mercury. What a pain. Ah, the issue was I didn't cook that fish before I put it in, so we got way less than we should have. That was very silly of me. Oh well. And with our 4 iron, a bowl and some bone meal, we can make ourselves a watering can, which will help us grow the crops a bit faster, and hopefully will stop me going crazy, waiting for things to grow. Woohoo! And now we finally have our carrots. Lovely. As the quest book has kindly informed us, One day we will run out of copper from runes, so that we need a renewable source, and luckily for us, you can make copper seeds, which is a mixture of wheat and carrot seeds. So we just need to plant the carrot seeds here, wait for them to grow, and hopefully we'll get some copper seeds soon. And in less than a minute, I would say, these should be the copper seeds. So I'm just going to grow them. Oh wait, we got the seeds, but I forgot. These are seeds that need to be grown on gravel and waterlogged, I think. I think the watering can still works on waterlogged crops. It seems to. Ta-da! We now have our first copper nuggets. So we can obviously 10 this. Where's my magnifying glass gone? In here. So it needs to be, oh, it's already a sort of strength 2. So does that mean it will grow on soil? I assume it still needs to be waterlogged, however, which is a little bit annoying. But not the worst thing in the world. So I suppose I'll try and breed these up a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. I am doing this outside just because I have more space out here. But yeah, I don't know how this will go. Even though the strength sort of said to, I think it will only grow on gravel still at this stage, which is fine. While I'm waiting for daytime, let's make some anointing paste, which is also one of the things that we need. There we go, some anointing paste. I'm not quite sure what it does, but it's magical, I think. This crop breeding is a bit different to what I'm used to. Instead of things just going up, they go down as well. So not the easiest method of crop breeding. We're still sort of getting carrot versions of the crops rather than pure cuprosia. Oh no, this one's pure, so maybe I'll swap out for a pure one now. So if this might take, I mean, it's actually going pretty fast with the watering can, so it's not a big deal. And I think maybe once we have a 10 that we'll be able to just breed things with that, and it'll up the stats a bit quicker. Now we have the anointing paste, we are able to make a witch's cauldron. So I'm just going to make a normal cauldron, and if I put it in the corner and right click with anointing paste, we now have a witch's cauldron. This does need a heat source, so we are going to see, we can't quite make a campfire. We should be able to if I make some sticks. There we go, 1 campfire. So we can place this underneath the cauldron like so, and this will heat the cauldron and also keep us nice and warm. Currently our only source of wood is dead trees, and we can't regrow them, so we need to get a sapling. And the way that we can get a sapling is if I think we can just boil some water in here. Don't ask me why I've put the cauldron so far away from the water source blocks. That was a silly idea. But if we fill up the cauldron and I think wait for it to boil, there we go, it's boiling. So now I just need to throw in some belladonna, some water artichoke, and some bone meal. And if we wait, we should get some mutandis, I think. Okay, I was being silly. You have to right click to take the mutandis out. So we get 3 out every craft. So this should be 15 that we get. So I'll just keep making some. Unlucky for us, after all that brewing, it's now daytime. There's a creeper over there. Oh, a dark oak sapling. That's kind of useless on its own. Rowan, oh, I'll take it. It's a sapling after all. Birch, less than ideal, but I'll also take it. Oh, hello, small zombie. Oh dear, I don't have anything. Can I kill you with this? Not very fast, but I can probably do it. Oh, he doesn't like the water. Yay, he's dead. Okay. From the mutandis haul, I have managed to get an alder sapling, 2 spruce, 3 birch, 2 rowan, 4 dark oak, so we can actually grow some dark oak trees, a hawthorn and an acacia. So no oak, but that's fine, we've got spruce. You can make better tools with just a single extra cobblestone, for example, and this is apparently, it's either does a tree capitator or it does a 3x3, which is better for trees at the very least. But probably not from this angle. There we go. So I'm just collecting some saplings. We'll be needing both rowan and hawthorn saplings very shortly, so I'm just growing them with my watering can. I think this works. Next up, we need to make our witch's oven, and we actually have everything we need to do that, though that is the last iron ingot that we have. So let's just put it down here. This will make us sort of like whiffs of magic. Oh, we get some clay jars. That's very kind of it. I think these should be a fairly cheap recipe. Yes, they're fine. With the clay jars, and if we cook up different saplings, we will get different things. So let's have a look. For example, if we cook up these alder saplings, we will get reeks of misfortune, and there's various other ones like that. It's only a chance output if it's the same as it always was, but yeah, we'll also get wood ash, which we can use to make a chalk and quicklime, and also apparently a tunestones. I'm on a bit of a dangerous mad dash to get some copper. They're pretty sure there's a spider right behind me, not copper, to get some lava. We made it back safely, and I needed the lava because I wanted to make 2 fume funnels, which will make it so that we get the sort of special extras much more efficiently. So I know we don't have a lot of room. Let's just chuck this here for now. That should help improve this. So now when we cook up our saplings, we are more likely to get what we want. To be able to get grass on our dirt, we need to do some sort of ritual, and this ritual involves getting some gold powder. And to do this, we need to make some brilliant fiber in a cauldron, and then put this on some leaves, and we should get some golden leaves which will crush down into the gold powder that we need. To get this fiber, we need an odor of purity, which is from hawthorn saplings, and a whiff of magic from rowan saplings. Luckily, this actually doesn't take too long, so hopefully with our 2 funnels, the fume funnels, we should get this without too much hassle. Oh, there we go, 1 whiff of magic, and then we just need the other one from the hawthorn sapling. To be able to do this recipe, we also need a piece of string, which I do not have, which means I'm going to have to try and kill this cave spider. Luckily, it's raining and everything, and there's still mobs out. Don't poison me, please. That would be very nice to not happen. Oh, it didn't poison me, but I didn't get any string. That is sad. Let me see if I can find another. Well, I can only find husks, and at least we need the rotten flesh, so I suppose it's not too annoying, but it is still... Oh, lightning. I don't see that very often. Oh god, there's a lot of skeletons. Why are there no other spiders? Aha! Come here, Mr. Spider. I have some killing to do. Yes, we got the string. Okay, we can go and hide from all the husks again now. Okay, we're back in with the cauldrons full, so we need to do an odor of purity, string, wolfsbane, and a whiff of magic. And hopefully that's correct. And here we go, 2 brilliant fibers. And there is some trees outside. However, I'm pretty sure there's some skeletons underneath it. So we don't think we can use these quite yet. Maybe we'll see. Do I brave them? Do I dare brave them? No. One of those husks dropped a steel chest plate. That's pretty nice. I'm trying to get out there so I don't have to wait into a whole other day and a whole other night to do this, but I think that's what's going to happen. Oh yeah, I dug a nice big hole with a hammer and we could grow a tree inside. So there we go. I assume this works similarly to a silkworm, and we just need to wait for this to spread, which I don't think we can increase with the watering can, but that's alright. Hopefully it won't take too long. And I chose rowan just because I thought it was a small enough tree to grow, and we already had some saplings, so it doesn't matter if they all turn into these golden leaves. It did sort of say in the quest book, but if you grow a big spruce sapling, everything turns into podzol, which obviously when you mine it just turns to dirt again. So now we have basically infinite dirt. I got impatient waiting for this, so I broke one of them to get us our golden leaf and our gold powder, which gives us the Book of Natural Aura. However, we also need to make some nature sand, and we need 16 gold to do this quest apparently. I didn't know that. I guess we need to look in this book to find out what the ritual of the forest is. Okay, so this is the ritual of the forest. We are going to need 8 wooden totemy things, plus I think this must be the 16 gold dust to go around the sapling in the middle. I don't know if it has to be then the correct sapling. Okay, so I assume that it needs specific types of saplings. Okay, I think we have a bit of mutandis that I got from a quest reward. We do. So let's see if we can find an oak sapling. I think I've pretty much got absolutely everything apart from oak now, because I've even got jungle and cherry, but still no oak. Woohoo! 1 oak sapling. Well, we obviously going to need to grow this. I was making some more mutandis, but we won't need it now. Maybe. I think we've got all of the saplings now. I'm sure we'll need to use it for other things, so I don't mind having a bit spare and the ability to make some more. But yay, we made the oak sapling. Is it daytime? It is! What luck! We can make 8 wooden stands. I think we should have enough space over here, so let's get a visualization of what we need to do, and I'll make this up. So that's the basic bit of the recipe. To actually make this, we're going to need a hay bale, which I already got these, the breath of the goddess, a wheat seed, and a hint of rebirth. And how do I activate this? Apparently for the ritual to start, the thing in the middle needs to grow, so I'm just going to water it until, no, it's grown. I'm going to try again with bone meal. Okay, I think we need to be holding 16 gold dust in our inventory at the same time as the ritual grows, and it's nearly nighttime, but we should just have enough time for this. I did, however, use all my bone meal doing this, but it's fine. Hopefully now when we grow the tree, it'll work. So I don't think this is very obvious. Or not. Right, I got a bit more bone meal. Apparently it doesn't work with the watering can. Nope. confused. Okay, silly mistake time. So in this it says oak saplings, but that's not strictly what we need for this. I didn't realize this was a birch sapling instead. So this, I don't know if this is what it's like normally, but in this mod pack anyway, different saplings do different rituals, so it's probably best to check the EMI and not just the book. So got a little bit confused there for a second, but it's fine. Now it's daytime. With our birch tree, we can grow it with some bone meal. Yes, and now the ritual is working. At least it's quite obvious that it's working this time. I don't know if we actually need the 16 dust in my inventory or not. We'll see if it gets consumed or not, but there we go. Okay, we don't need it in the inventory, but I will put some more out and about so that next time we don't need to place it. But there we go, our pasture seed, which I don't know if we can use it on dried earth or not. And now we've got our pasture seeds. I think it's probably a good time to end today's episode. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.